from which some having swerved have turned aside unto vain jangling, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. 1 Timothy 1:6-7. When you read these words, know they point not to others, but to you. Vain jangling is the voice of doubt chattering in your own mind, endless argument without birth of new life. You have swerved from your center when you permit that idle noise to dominate your consciousness. You long to be a teacher of the law, to stand before men and expound doctrine, yet you have never felt its fire within your bones. True teaching issues only from the living word enfolded in your own being. To pronounce the law from the lips alone is to affirm what you do not yet know. You speak of righteousness, yet you have not yet walked through the narrow door of resurrection. So how can your words birth change in another? You clutch phrases and citations, hoping prestige will compensate for your poverty of experience. But all that passes away. Only that which you have realized in your own soul will stand. Turn inward. Let the jangling fall silent. There, beneath the turmoil, the word waits buried in your skull, a seed of resurrection power. When you awaken to it, you will no longer desire titles or applause. You will speak only what you have lived. The law then becomes flesh within you, and men will feel its healing pulse without a syllable wasted. Until that hour, each vain word you utter is a shadow of your own untapped glory. You are the living scripture. Fulfill it in yourself before you ever aspire to unfold it for another. In doing so, you become the true teacher, no longer affirming from theory, but declaring from triumphant, resurrected fact. You may notice how the mind often drifts into what Neville calls vain jangling, that restless chatter endlessly debating and doubting, pursuing facts at the expense of feeling truth. As this inner noise grows, it naturally seeks recognition, desiring to be teachers of the law and craving the authority, titles, or applause that only belong to the unseen power within. Without pausing to discover that silent source, the ego goes on speaking unanchored words, assuming that fluent speech alone conveys conviction. In this way, it fails to understand either what it says or the deeper reality it claims to affirm. By simply observing these three movements, restless debate, hunger for external status, and hollow proclamation, you begin to see how the outer mind mistakes its own chatter for genuine knowing. From here, you can gently turn away from the unsettled currents and rest instead in the quiet presence where truth is felt and inner authority naturally reveals itself. Consciousness is like fertile soil in which every word thought takes root and grows. When you allow endless mental noise to fill your mind, your creative energy simply scatters. Yet when you cultivate a settled, unshakable conviction within, that same energy gathers into a focused stream. To turn aside from this inner word is to drift away into the clamor of worldly opinions, while to teach the law is to embody it, to bring your own divine plan to life by aligning your thoughts, your words, and the feelings you carry. In this alignment, creation itself unfolds, as your imagination impresses your feeling upon reality. As soon as you cease the vain jangling of contradictory thoughts, you stop dispersing your creative force and begin directing it toward one clear, definite end. Begin by recognizing that your true power is the word made flesh within you, the innate capacity to imagine deliberately and to feel your desire as though it already exists. As you cultivate this practice, you discover that you alone are the teacher of your inner law, for the living word that creates worlds dwells in your own consciousness, quietly shaping every moment and outcome. In this sovereign space, you come to see that no external credential, no matter how prestigious, can bestow the authority that springs from self-realized knowing, because genuine mastery arises from the deep acknowledgement of your own divine presence. In your practice of inner alchemy, start by cultivating gentle awareness of the subtle conversation within your mind. Whenever doubts arise or you catch yourself comparing, pause and let that restless chatter subside. Then bring forth a clear affirmation of the reality you wish to embody, as though it is already your present experience, perhaps simply saying to yourself, "I am the presence of wisdom teaching through me." Sit in that felt sense for a few quiet minutes each day, whether writing it, whispering it softly, or allowing its resonance to fill your awareness. Notice how, with steadfast inner conviction, the events of your outer world begin to rearrange themselves in perfect harmony with your new belief. In releasing the empty clamor of vain jangling and reclaiming the authority of your own mind, you tap into the same divine creative power that shaped entire galaxies. Do not be fooled by idle words. Instead, learn to speak, and above all to feel, the living word that dwells within, for it alone holds the power to bring forth your deepest purpose.